Hey guys, how's it going? You're listening to Vol. We're again watching the TSL. Now, this is the third game of the match between RoX.ALF and fuSion.spx. And we've got a game on Zodiac, and ALF has actually spawned as the red Zerg on the 9 o'clock position, and fuSion is at the 6 o'clock position as the orange Terran. And this is the TSL playoff stage, the day one of it. Just to remind people, I've just been saying this in the other games, let me go through a few things. The TSL has got to a point where we've finished the qualifying stage on the I-Cup ladder, and now the players ranked 17 through to 48 have been selected to play off against each other to choose 16, which will go up against the people that ranked as the top 16 on the actual I-Cup ladder, and that will move into a round of 32. If I understand correctly. Got fuSion putting down a barracks now, so just proceeding fairly in a fairly standard way on this map. Zodiac being a four-player map, so RoX.ALF is actually scouting out around with the drone. Fair enough too. It looks like he's going to be putting down a second hatchery, so nothing too cheesy from either player. Just again to remind people, there is going to be a TSL commentaries competition, which in fact is happening right now. I'm going to be submitting one of the games in this series towards the day one of that competition, and so will a lot of other people. There's a thread on the Team Liquid website, and after that's happened, I believe there'll be a voting stage, and you guys can vote for me if you want to. You can vote for me. You can vote for somebody else if you like their videos more. But please do participate in that, because we want to see a good round of voting, and we want to see a winner emerge to actually do some shoutcasting in the further round of 32 and final stage. So really looking forward to that. Hope you guys do participate, and if you like my videos, please give me a vote. Please support me. RoX.ALF has actually found the Terran base now, so fuSion trying to get rid of that drone with a Marine. He hasn't decided to put down a second barracks. That says to me that he'll probably be going for a fast expansion build. RoX.ALF again on 2 hatcheries. The previous game he teched up with only 2 hatcheries, so we'll see if he does that a second time. Reminder of this in the first game of the series. It was a mech build, a mechanical build featuring Goliaths and tanks from fuSion, and he won. In the second game, he was countered going Wraiths, while ALF built fast Hydras with upgrades. So again, in this game, ALF is actually going for a quick tech build with 2 hatcheries. So he could be going Hydralisks again, he could be going Mutalisks instead. fuSion building a command center, but interestingly, he's not building the command center at the natural position. He's floating it down later, and I have to feel like this is going to turn out to be a mistake. Although I can't really call it a mistake, because fuSion didn't see the layer going up. He doesn't have the privilege of knowing. He hasn't really scouted very well, so he doesn't know that at this point that ALF has not built that many Zerglings. He's finding out now. In fact, he probably suspects now, because that ram has been blocked by ALF cleverly with 2 drones. But he's probably hitting himself now that he didn't build the command center down at their position, because it's going to be slowed down now, and he knows that he knows that ALF is up to something. He knows that there's going to be something quick, and indeed there's a Mutalisk Spire going up. So it's just a shame that he didn't get the command center down in time, because now he's just going to be a little bit behind, and if that Mutalisk harass is effective, he's going to be set back, I think. So we'll see how that works out. Another 2 barracks going down, so really going to be pumping up the Marines. He's not going to go for any kind of mechanized push like he did the last couple of games. Well, the last single game didn't quite happen. It was Wraiths instead of any kind of mechanical ground units, but I guess you can call air units mechanical for Terran. So that command center now being floated down, the Marines moving out, knowing that there's not too many Zerglings around. Well, at least assuming that it's quite likely that the Zerg player is not going to be building a lot of Zerglings. He's just going for 2 base and protecting himself on the wall, protecting from a scout. So it's fuSion has to suspect that. Those Mutalisks are going to be up pretty quick though, so he's going to need to get some defenses. He's going to need to stay in his base. He's not really going to be able to push out. especially as this economy hasn't really got up and rolling yet, is because he's only just got the command center done now, it's just not going to be kicking in for him, and he's not going to be able to afford so many missile turrets straight away. In fact, he hasn't even finished the engineering base, so I've got to feel like Fusion in a little bit of trouble because he's just a bit slow here, and the Mutalisks are going to be on top of him almost right away. In fact, they're building right now, they're almost there. So I need to see some missile turrets if this game's going to be turning into a close game. Otherwise, I've really got to say that Elf's going to have the advantage here. And bear in mind, the score is 1-all, and this is a best of 3. So the winner of this match will actually go on to the next playoff stage into the round of 32. So that could be Elf if he manages to harass successfully. Let's see how we're going over here. Missile turrets only just been going out, so they're not completed yet. Mutalisks actually taking out these SCVs, so this does look bad for Fusion. This means that Elf's going to have free reign over Fusion space, because those Marines aren't going to be able to get around very quickly. The Mutalisks are able to pick off a few Marines and SCVs. But we have got a Marine force in there in time. It's just that the only problem is the Mutalisks are going to be able to just ring around the base, do some damage on the other side. So looking, going to the bunker now, picked off a couple of SCVs. Notice that Fusion has built a barracks at the back instead of missile turrets. I actually quite like that because a bunker is more easy to repair under Mutalisk fire than turrets are because they've got more hit points. And although perhaps one Marine in a bunker is not going to do as much damage as a missile turret, it's better defensively against Mutalisks because of that repair factor, and I do encourage Terran players to give that a go against Mutalisk harass. It can be the answer sometimes if you're expecting the Zerg player to really rely on those Mutalisks. So more Mutalisks clumping up now. We've got some reinforcements from the Zerg base. Those turrets are up, but now that he's got a lot more Mutalisks, he should be able, he's taking out the turret really effectively now. So things, looking troublesome. This definitely means that Fusion cannot leave his base. He cannot go on the offensive, and soon we'll see ALF putting down a third hatchery somewhere to expand, and it's going to be a long time before Fusion can push out, given the fact that he's under such pressure. He's just on the back foot a bit, and as a Terran player, you really want to be able to dominate the Zerg harass and really just put it down as effectively without losing any units, and, losing as few units as possible. Sometimes it's inevitable that you'll lose some, and then just really steamrolling the Zerg later, and that's not really what's happening right now. I've got a drone there ready to put that third hatchery down for an expansion, and we've got Hydralisk coming out now, so I think he'll be going straight into Lurkers following this Mutalisk harass, and if Fusion can't push out of his base quickly and effectively, he's going to be contained by those Lurkers, and that's just something you do not want to have happen to you, because not only has the Mutalisks kept you in your base, if the Hydralisks and Lurkers keep you in your base as well, it's just going to be too long before we can push out and do any damage to the Zerg economy, and he's going to have a third hatchery taking some third gas, and eventually it'll be hive tech before he knows it, before Fusion knows it, and this game will be slipping away from him. So let's see if he can pull anything out. Oh my god, Lurker's coming out now. This actually looks like it's quite dangerous because there's only that one bunker protecting this front door there for Fusion. And the Mutalisks are keeping the Marines at the back of Fusion's base. So this does not look good. I'm seeing some Lurkers coming in now. If those Lurkers were to push in right now, I think that Fusion would have really nothing to defend because his army is out of position. It's at the back expecting a Mutalisk push, but the Mutalisks are easily able to relocate without Fusion knowing. And oh my god, Lurkers coming in now, so this does not look good for Fusion. Lurkers going to be moving in position, bunkers firing at them, but burrowing now, and the Zerglings there to attack the bunker, and the Marines just aren't in position in time. Those Lurkers are just chewing away at everything, so I've got to give this game to ALF at this point. I'm not really sure if Fusion can do anything about this. He's going to have to attack desperately, but those Lurkers are in such a good position. There's two of them, so the double crossfire is just going to shred those Marines to bits. And I think, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is RoX.ALF going through to the playoff stage. So well done to RoX.ALF. He's just won the game. There's GG there, and that has been it. Guys, you've been listening to Vol, and please remember to vote in the TSL commentary competition. Hopefully you vote for me, but if you want to vote for somebody else, please do. It's just important that you do vote. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and well done to RoX.ALF moving on to the next stage.